when we do these tricks, we usually use these purification steps in combination. So a typical approach might be to do something like this. I could lyse the cells. I could centrifuge them. I could throw the pellet away. I could take my supernatant. And then I could do an ammonium sulfate precipitation. I could take this ammonium sulfate precipitation and I could maybe, throw the supernatant away. I could take the pellet. I could resuspend it. I could dialyze away the ammonium sulfate. I could dialyze it into whatever buffer I happen to want to work with, right? And then I might do something like ion exchange chromatography. Okay? And I might follow where my protein was as it came off the column by following the activity. Let's say my protein was an enzyme and that's something I could measure versus the fractions that came off the ion exchange column. And I might find not much activity, not much activity, not much activity, a big peak in activity, right? And then not much, not much. Clearly, what I want, the protein I want, is going to be in here because this has the activity. So what do I do now, right? And remember, these are fractions that are coming off because I'm taking my ion exchange column and I'm taking the ionic strength and I'm increasing it like this, okay? So when I get to the right ionic strength right here, this is the ionic strength where my protein eluted off the column. Okay? So now I take my fraction that I'm interested in. I want to purify it the next step. Now I might do gel filtration. Why am I doing gel filtration? Well, although the activity of my protein came off the ion exchange column here, chances are other stuff came off too. So I want to go one more step beyond that, and I want to purify my protein now by gel filtration. Okay? And now I finally have a reasonably pure protein. Reasonably pure. Okay, and I can follow this by watching as I purify it by doing two things. I can measure the specific activity. We're going to talk about that the next time. Or I could watch this by electrophoresis. So we run gel electrophoresis in a device like this. I will bring it with me the next time, and we will go through a little bit of the science behind it. But if I start out with a mess of proteins, and the one I care about is here, this might be the salt fractionation. I got rid of some of the proteins, but they're still there. And then the ion exchange, look, it got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. There's the one I want right there. Okay? Now, by size exclusion, I got rid of everything that was bigger and really littler. Now I'm almost here. And then if I had an affinity step, I might have just the single protein I wanted. And if I put all these steps on one gel, starting protein, the ammonium sulfate cut, the ion exchange, the size exclusion. Notice that size exclusion only gave me stuff about the same size. And then the affinity step. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about how I follow this as it comes off these columns by measuring the protein concentration and the activity and the specific activity in the next lecture.